What's going on, guys? This is Skyhound, also known as Geek Archivist Pierce. Well, finally decided to watch the movie Deadpool and Wolverine, just for clarification. Now, I suspect some of you guys saw it twice, thrice, or I'll put it this way. You probably watched it more than once, multiple times. I only got a chance to watch it once, and already some moments are sticking in my head more than others. But I suspected there was a lot of cameos, and it did not disappoint. But the jokes, by golly, so many to choose from, I can't even decide. But I am gonna spoil a few things about it. For those of you who have watched it, don't worry about it. But for those of you who have not, well, I'm going to give you 10 seconds. And if you're still here after those 10 seconds, that means you don't care about spoilers. Don't say I did not warn you. Okay, so considering after those 10 seconds you guys are probably still here, well, I did say that there's going to be some spoilers. But before I get to that, some obvious disclaimers. One, I rarely read comics. Number two, I have never, ever watched Loki at all. Now, criticism of that show. I've watched a few, even though there were spoilers, because I'm not giving modern Disney a cent at all. Stopped after season 2 of The Mandalorian. That's it. Now, with those out of the way, I'm going to try to give a bit of a quick summary or overall summary. Deadpool has been told by the TVA that unless he complies, that, his world is going to go adios. And he is tasked to find Logan. Of course, that epic opening sequence, amusing as hell. But of course, the kills are just as fun, graphic, violent, and amusing as heck. Seriously, as soon as I heard the song for NSYNC, and then Deadpool kind of goes into the fourth wall type of thing and does this whole pop culture reference. I mean, seriously. I think it was Gossip Girl. He mentions that, and then he mentions a few other things. Just hilarious as heck. Then, of course, you got the obvious villain, Cassandra Nova. Now, it was interesting in terms of the background, like who she was and all that, why she was sent, to the void, if you will. But overall, this did feel like a buddy cop type of scenario, if you will. But what really made this movie enjoyable, besides the cameos, I'll get to that in a bit, was, wait for it, the particular specific cameos. And what really made this great was not just the bouncing off between Reynolds and Jackman, but also this was from my observation, FYI, minor spoilers, this was roughly an ode to particular Marvel characters. On top of that, they got to bring back the one that started it all, Wesley Snipes. Most of you guys probably know this meme by heart now, but I'm gonna quote it anyway. I laid the foundation. You guys are just walking on it. Yeah. By saying that quote, I probably recall bringing up that particular meme that some of you guys know. Blade started it. The rest of the MCU came after. That is a fact, regardless of feelings. Now, with that little tidbit out of the way, there were a few things I did spot besides the obvious. There is a part when they're in the void. I might be wrong, but there's something that looks like a sea. If you recall the Terminator 2 Judgment Day trailer and the company that was working on it. Yeah, fairly certain that symbol was there. It roughly references that company. I mean, frankly, even though I've already watched it, I'm gonna have to sail the seven seas just to see if I missed anything. Savvy? But anyway, you kind of get the gist. Unless Deadpool manages to convince Logan to help him save his world, yeah, everything else is gonna go to shit. But anyway, besides me cursing a bit, the jokes and the cursing and the timing of this stuff, so well executed. So well executed. And just the way how the cursing rolls off Hugh Jackman. I'm sorry if I'm giggling or chuckling and all that. It's just so damn funny. There's just one part that just cracks me up. I mean, it was shown, I think, also in the trailer. And it's when Deadpool says, was that what you thought when your world was going to, you know? And then Logan turns around and he's like, come again? And then the fight starts between them. But some of the cool, obvious references to films that were killed by corporate media idiots. So, that sea that I mentioned, I'm pretty sure that was in reference to Terminator. That's one. Another one that got killed, Mad Max. As a matter of fact, before I go any further into the other films, I want to be clear. These IPs that we like so much were killed because you have idiots who have no education, and these corporate morons have even worse than the losers that they put in to departments or positions they are unqualified for. With that out of the way, so Mad Max, Fantastic Four, what else? X-Men also got killed. What else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, Punisher, Daredevil. But they do mention the films. But anyway, there are some really hilarious jokes. If I had to list a few, one of them had to do with oh yeah, when Deadpool said that no, he was being given a certain task and he was considered quote unquote special, he starts mouthing off and listing off these obvious media corporations. The two most prominent ones, Disney and Fox, mainly those two. But you and I know the main culprit is the damn mouse. But the roasting doesn't end there. Of course, the way he addresses the immature, narcissistic, uneducated Generation Zombie Zoomers, aka the mentally retarded Gen Z, and the pronouns, and the other modern crap. Yeah. The way Deadpool actually addresses that is so true, and yet it fits the character so perfectly. I was laughing for a good minute and a half. That's how hilarious it was. So kudos to Ryan Reynolds and to the scriptwriters on this film. On top of that, I already forgot that dancer's name. Feel free to put it in the comments down below because memory's kind of going in and out. But anyway, I like the fact that when they showed Chris Evans before he became Captain America, the fake out on that was just hilarious. And then obviously we see Pyro from the second and third X-Men film, taking away the heat of Johnny Storm. And then obviously, oof, on the fence. The man Jules, I'm like, oof. I mean, it hurts, but the way how Deadpool, excuse me, the way how Deadpool just goes to town on the opening while the song of NSYNC is playing. So damn hilarious. But you get the point. The way how he does some of those kills is hilarious. Now, the fight in the car. So damn good. And just the way how what was it? Oh yeah, how Logan is just pretty much insulting Deadpool and he's saying that, that he is a total idiot. But the part that cracks me up is like Deadpool saying, like when they're inside the Honda, he's like, this car, fucks well. And then Logan's looking at him, he's like, we're barely just getting started, bub. But what's really great is obviously the cameos of where we get Elektra, we also get Gambit. Comic book, arguably the animated series version of Gambit. Then, of course, we get X-23, and finally, Wesley Snipes as Blade. As soon as I saw that, I was like, hell yeah. And just the part where Logan kind of like, sours the mood, and then Deadpool's like, read the room. Just got me grinning. Now, I will say that probably the most hilarious parts, besides the opening, was, at least for most of us, I'd say the car fight is one. And then, what was it? Oh, yeah. It had to do with all the other variants of Deadpool shooting the nice Deadpool. And then the main one is like, say it with me, I'm going to live. As he's getting shot. And then he says it out like 3 or 4 times before someone finally shoots him, and then like, it's gone. But even before that, you see Logan like holding up dog pull, and then one of them's like, hold your fire. But I'd say the coolest exchange and the most funniest part is when Deadpool's like, are you effing ready for this? And he's like, fighting 100 versions of you? F yeah, I'm ready. And then, obviously, the most coolest moment in the film, he puts on the damn mask and he's like, you saved that for special occasions? Killing mostly. But I'd say another hilarious part that I enjoyed, I think almost everyone did, is when the nice Deadpool is like, what's regeneration? That's explaining that. I'm sorry. The way how they just time these puns, these jokes, these moments. Kudos to everyone working on that film. It's just so freaking hilarious. But one thing that is really good, at least in Hugh Jackman's part, that I really enjoyed is when, right after Pyro shoots Cassandra, and of course, Deadpool puts Juggernaut's helmet on her, Logan makes a point, that, he's trying to convince her to like let them leave. And Deadpool's like, no, that's a bad idea and all that. But Logan brings up Charles Xavier and how he treated, the X-Men like a family. So definitely glad they added that part in there. Now, in terms of like the movie overall, if I had to be clear, I'd say objectively 9 out of 10. Subjectively, can't believe I'm doing this, 20 out of 10. It was that damn good. I was laughing so damn hard at the jokes and the puns that I wasn't sure if I'd be able to have enough energy to be laughing anymore. But it was so damn amazing that I know others have already covered it. I totally agree in this case that it will not save the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, flippin' Deadpool said it himself. Endgame just freaking killed it. And then you kept having fail after fail after fail. Yeah, I'm quoting the film a little bit. But it is not just Marvel. It is also Disney. Because you have people who make stupid decisions, who don't know these IPs, who don't know literature, who don't know a damn thing about life. And you're putting them in these positions that they are unqualified for. They have no education about. For heaven's sake, do you guys even recall that one video from Twitter of all those retarded wannabe writers who flat out admit they do not know anything about these characters? And how many times have people besides myself and others kept saying, if you don't know it, then F off. But the cardinal rule that American media companies forgot already. To quote 007, I'm going to deviate a little bit here. You forgot the first rule of mass media. Give the people what they want. Simple. But most of these morons don't get it. Those of you guys who read the comics, unfortunately, I have to address this to you guys. You fail to understand the meaning of be careful what you wish for. I may not have read as much comics as you guys, but there are times where you are also part of the problem. Now, have they insulted your intelligence? You bet your bottom dollar they did. However, have you guys also insulted the intelligence of those who have not read as much comics, but understand the background of some of these characters? You bet your bottom dollar you did. But overall, this movie was definitely amazing. Would I want to watch it again? Likely. But before I forget, I did ask, obviously, when I went to the theater, did they have any more of those buckets? Unfortunately, the lady told me that they only had one shipment yesterday, and it ran out just like that. So I thought to myself, no point in trying to even go for the keychains, because prior to going, scalpers. Yeah, I poked around. A bunch of idiots trying to sell it for outrageous prices. And then you're going, oh, I'm trying to make a life. Yeah, what a load of horse poop. Because I know that's a bunch of nonsense. These clowns keep trying to insult my intelligence and other people, especially with the way the economy is now. But, again, just giving my general thoughts on not just the film, but also the pathetic state of films nowadays, as well as the media and the retarded fake fans who keep trying to infect other hobbies with their narcissism. But yeah, this has been Skyhound, also known as Geek Archivist Pierce. As my friend Orange Head would say, stay safe, stay sane, and stay humble. Peace out.